Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Cover Lovers. We are here today on a great Monday. Um, I am Jeff at Geek Driven, and yeah, we just decided to do the show like an hour before, so don't mind us. We're gonna be a little razzled, probably, and especially we haven't done a show in a few weeks, so glad we're back. I didn't want to put Alonzo's efforts to waste because he did create a deck for us. So we are here with the two Utes. What's going on, Mike? You are muted here, sir.
Got it. Sorry. Yeah, the two Utes.
No worries.
Right? Dale, come here. Say hi to everybody, buddy. Come on. Yeah, we had a good Easter, a little helter-skelter. Family in town for like 36 hours. So it was a lot of prep and then departure and all that kind of thing. So a fun day.
A whirlwind weekend, huh?
It was, yeah. So I'm still reeling a little bit from that. I ate a little too much ham. And yeah. I had a very, very tired day today, but I made it through, and we're here to geek out over some covers, and I'm excited because it's been a couple of weeks, so let's do it.
Yes, I'm ready to geek out too. I haven't taken a look at the deck yet, so it's going to be new.
No idea what's coming. No idea. No.
Well, before we get started, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Of course, if you want to get, hi Dale, what is that?
He got an Aldi cash register, food, money. All kinds of stuff.
All right, learning to work a little early. I got you. Ooh, okay, that's the important thing.
Oh, as it all falls out.
Okay. There's some coinage coming out.
All right. Okay. Maybe later. I know
yeah, you can show us a little later, Dale.
Show us later. Woo!
All right.
It's been like that too for 2 straight days.
All good.
Lots of energy. Of course.
If you want to get a limited cover price for only 99 cents and it'll last 30 days, you just guys type in the code Nerdvana14. And then if you go over to our pals over at Bird City Comics, you can get 10% off your purchase by typing the code TNH10. Some great store exclusives. I think they have back issues and everything, so go check them out. Also, you can get 10% off your very first purchase over at DisplayGeek.com. You can protect your toys and Funko Pops and video games by typing the code Team Nerd Herd. And then, of course, we want to give a shout out to our horseman, Uncle Rudy. So give him a follow at SantiRudy1 on Instagram. And then, of course, our resident DJ Eddie. Go follow him. Check out his works, his music at Beats by Monster. And then we got to give a shout out to our chat, and wow, the chat filled up really quick, so thank you guys for tuning in. I know this was last minute. I didn't give GTK Comics a chance to check in first, but we got Derek Neiman. Thank you for dropping in, and well, you're first today, sir. And then Heroes Reborn Comics, thank you, sir. Welcome in. And then we've got, of course, our horseman, Uncle Rudy. He's like, what's up, fellas? I can finally catch a live show, smash a like, y'all, and get ready to be entertained. Well, we're hoping we can do that.
I'll be entertaining merely because I'll be delirious for most of the show. So
you and me both.
Sure, I'll say some stupid shit and I won't even mean to.
Of course, they call me Bruce 3. Dale's full of candy and chocolate. I'm sure he is.
Sure.
He's on that hype train. Derek, yes. What does the code Jeff Vanna get you?
We'll tell you after the show behind the scenes because we can't say that on the air.
Yeah, you definitely don't. You definitely don't get that. That's a secret code. And then we got Trish. Hey,
Trish, we're here, Trish. Finally,
long time no see. Hear from. I hope everything's going well. And then yeah, so everyone's saying hi to Trish. All right. With that all said, I think we should get started.
Let's do it.
Okay. Let me see if I remember how to do all this. All right.
Good start. Better than Rob already.
Does that work? All right. Well, let's go to the first cover of the incentives. All right. We've got the absolute. This is not absolute. It's a bunch of Batman Hush stuff. All right. So we got Batman Hush. We got a 1 in 25 by Michael Cho. We got a 1 in 50 by Simone Bianchi and a 1 in 100 by Jim Lee. Mike, start us off.
I of course want to like the Jim Lee the best, but I don't. Just based on my past love affairs of artists, and it's not bad, but it's just kind of a splash page. It doesn't have cover feels, but the Simone Bianchi does. Not sure I am in love with it, but it does do the thing, right? It has the right sort of side by side, cool contrast, kind of black and whitish with a little blue tint thrown in. It's a good cover. It's certainly not a 1 in 50 though. The 1 in 25, I like Michael Cho's work. I really do. It kind of has an older, almost 1950s style to it that I like. Kind of like, oh man, I'm going to blank on his name now. Darwin Cook kind of a feel to it, if you know who that is. And so I like it, and the colors are nice, but I don't know that it works for this particular book for me. Although that's a much better ratio, 1 in 25. So the Cho and the Bianchi are good, not great. The Lee doesn't even feel like a cover to me. So I guess I'll just barely go with the Bianchi from an artistic standpoint, but I will not be buying any of these.
Yeah, I mean, just my first take on all three of these covers is why?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't fit a good incentive cover for any of them. I have to agree. The Bianchi is the closest. It's definitely a cover. The 1 in 100, the Jim Lee. Like, I love Jim Lee. Always love his pencil work. I just feel like you said, it just feels like it's straight out of the inside of on the pages.
Yeah.
So and it's got an A cover. So for a 1 in 100, I mean, it's barely an A cover to me. I wouldn't
Agreed.
get the 1 in 100. It's going to cost you too much, and there's so many Jim Lee fans. Some people are just going to want it because it's Jim Lee, and it's a high incentive, but that's going to make the cost too much. It wouldn't be worth getting. The Michael Cho, again, we love Michael Cho, but I just feel like that's like a B cover all day long.
Yeah, I do too.
It's not something I would like want to pay extra for. Sorry, Michael. But the Bianchi is the closest, so I will go with that as well. Like artistically, but I just feel like he even rushed this cover, this artwork. So
yeah, there's definitely some issues with it. There's some, I don't know, some weird facial choices, and not sure all of that sort of like cut and paste look to the figures in it look a little weird and off-putting to me as well. But overall, the cover kind of works, and it sort of feels like the old Hush Run a little bit. I don't know, it just sort of gives me the vibe of the old Hush Run, at least enough, which you would think that Jim Lee would do that, but it doesn't.
Right. Yeah,
he did all the covers for that, but
yeah, oops. I think he just missed the mark here for a 1 in 100 for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next one. All right, we've got The Mummy, issue number 2. We've got a 1 in 25 by Ryan Sook. We've got a 1 in 50 by Michael Walsh, and a 1 in 100 by Stepan Sajic.
Steven Sajic. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess up his name butcher it anymore. So, I'll go first this time, and I dig all three covers, but I don't think the 1 in 50 is like a good incentive cover as well. I think that would be a great A cover. The Sook is pretty decent. I don't mind it. I guess it's good enough for a 1 in 25. I like the black and white. I like the flying, mummy wrap coming off his neck. It's like, I guess so you can see his face. Obviously the Sook has a trade dress, and it's probably like an A cover or something like that. And I actually like it better with the colors. Big Rob would definitely love it. It's got the purple in there. And all you Laker fans, it's got the purple and gold. And then we've got the Steven. I actually dig it. I like the art itself. It's not a 1 in 100, but if I have to choose one, artistically, I think I'll go with the 1 in 100. It's at least it's telling a story of such. Cleopatra is opening the what do you call it? The casket or
sarcophagus?
Yes, sarcophagus. Thank you so much. So that's cool. I can see that. I like the art better on the Sejic, and I guess that's the one I'm gonna have to pick. Of course, I wouldn't get it just because it's a 1 in 100, and that's not a 1 in 100 kind of cover for me. But good art. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm in exactly the same place. Although I think I would swap my opinions about the Walsh and the Sook. I think the Sook is sort of blah to me. In either version, I don't particularly like the purple color one either. I do like the Michael Walsh and maybe it's just like
it's old school.
You know how like you get inundated enough with the feel of something, and then it becomes the feel of that thing, and so all the Archie horror from Francavilla looks a lot like this Michael Walsh for the Mummy. So I'm like, oh yeah, this style matches horror because this style was on Archie horror for 2 decades. But yeah, the Sejic is definitely the best piece of art. It's a little bit glossy. I don't really know what the word is, but sort of, I don't know, like almost too perfect, like
too bright,
and decrepit, and kind of antique and dusty. And I don't get that feel. The Sejic feels a little too clean for that, whereas the Walsh feels a little bit more in line with that. I almost kind of wish it were a combination of the two. But the Sejic also looks a little bit like a Conan cover, which is sort of weird. And I think that's probably because of Cleopatra being scantily clad like a Conan girl. But either way, it just gives me the feels of a Conan book. So I do like the Walsh. The Sejic is the best piece. Neither one are worth the money. No. I really don't. The Sook does nothing for me.
I could see the Walsh being like a movie poster. Like that would work.
Exactly.
So I understand where you're saying it gets the feel of the Mummy. So
yeah, but it is pretty simple art. But sometimes simple is better. Doesn't have to be complicated all the time.
This is absolutely true. All right. On to the next. We've got Absolute Wonder Woman #7. We got a 125 by Dustin Nguyen. And we've got a 1 in 100 by Jessica Fong. Obviously, this is the Virgin variant of A or B cover. So, Mike, what do you think?
I almost like both of them, and then I end up liking neither one. And I think maybe I'm not really even sure if I can pinpoint the reason why. I'll start with the Fong, I guess. I do like the action of it, and I do like the sort of the flow of it. It has a really good kind of arc to it, and some really nice, crisp lines. Sort of a different take on doing a Wonder Woman cover as well, as is the Win. But the something about the Fong just it's missing something for me. It's missing a whole layer of render or something like that, and so it just feels rather flat to me, which is why I don't end up liking it at the end of the day. That's why it almost makes it, but not quite. The Win doesn't feel flat at all. It has some cool depth, and it's probably watercolor, which I'm pretty impressed with. But I mean, is that supposed to be like young Diana or Diana's mom? Or I'm not sure if I understand what's happening on the cover. It doesn't read as a Wonder Woman cover, and if I'm gonna get it reads more as like a Godzilla cover, right? I don't know, something like monstery. And
that's Millie Bobby Brown right there controlling the monster.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. So it's a cool looking cover, but because it doesn't read as a Wonder Woman cover to me, it doesn't really do anything for me. So I want my Wonder Woman incentives to really be a great Wonder Woman cover, not something that I'm not really sure what the book is. If the title weren't on it, I'd have no idea what book this was.
Yeah,
So,
Bruce agrees with you. You wouldn't know that was a
oh
Wonder
yeah, he
Woman
said the
cover.
same thing. Exactly. Yeah. So that's a problem for me. So that's why the two don't quite make it, even though neither of them are bad art. But I don't think they make them. They don't hit the mark, especially not as incentives.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with you here. So the Fong art's not bad. I just feel like it feels shrunk in the sense of like there's so much. It's really busy for just having like one or two characters in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, and I think yeah, the detail wise, like the rendering, I could definitely use another layer just to separate the depth of everything.
Yep.
Um, and I actually do like the Nguyen cover, but like you said, I would never have guessed that was a Wonder Woman cover at all. If it didn't have the trade dress on there, I wouldn't know that was Wonder Woman.
And I
Um,
just noticed the spaghetti fingers on the Fong as well. I'm not a big fan of those.
yeah, it's very over the top, a little anime-ish kind of fingers, I guess, going on there.
Exactly right.
Um,
Yeah.
but I do like the depth of the Nguyen. I do like the use of the watercolor. It is pretty impressive, like you said. Um, I I just from an art standpoint, I would take the Nguyen. Um, Also, I'm a sucker for dragons, and this is a cool looking dragon.
I
Um,
normally am too, but not on my
yeah,
Wonder Woman.
yeah, it's just weird. Just because maybe we don't know what's going on in the story, but I mean, the cover is supposed to tell a little bit about the story, and you wouldn't figure out that it was a Wonder Woman just from the cover. So
You pulled it up. I'm like, oh, there's a new Dungeons and Dragons title. Cool.
yeah, it's a new Shang-Chi
Yeah, or
with
that.
his little sister or something.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly.
So yeah, I mean, but just for my eyes right now, I would take the win just based on the watercolor and the depth of it and just it looks cool. But again, I wouldn't know it's a Wonder Woman cover. So yeah.
Well, Igor, you have to subscribe.
Yes, Igor. Sorry about that.
No,
It was last minute.
we were last minute. I'm just joking with you, buddy. I know you're
Yeah.
subscribed. So
Yeah,
we
don't
literally,
worry about it. We literally created it like 15 minutes before the show started, so it wouldn't give you enough time to pop up.
yeah, I literally saw the text at 8:21. Well, my 8:21, which would be your 6:21. But
Yes. Yeah, you're good, Igor. You're good. Thank you for dropping in. All right, let's move on to the next one.
ooh,
We've got New Champions number 4 by Pablo Villalobos. It's a 1 in 50. Looks like it's a virgin variant of the cover of the first cover. And then we have the Amazing Spider-Man number 2, again by Pablo Villalobos, and it's a version of the 1 in 50. It's a 1 in 50 virgin cover. So, man, uh, I'm I like them both in the sense of like I like the art, obviously. Colors are great on both of them. I dig the shininess of her Black Cat suit. I think he's got the shadowing it looks good. The angle. I don't know if I like it necessarily more than a new champion. I think I do because there's just more to it. The new champion, it's nice, it's decent.
hmm,
But I think I'm gonna go with the Black Cat because also like I'm so happy that he didn't make her like some super young looking girl. I can dig his choice there. Hair is flowing. You got the fluff on the outfit. Um, yeah, it looks pretty cool. Uh, I think I would go with the Spider-Man number 2.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
sorry. It's okay.
No
I'm muting.
worries.
I'm muting.
That's all good. It's all good. It is sleepy time, so I understand the fussing. Um, and then I mean they're pretty close for me, but I will go with the Black Cat just because it's probably one of my characters that I love. I don't know who the character is on New Champions, so I think that's the only reason I probably pass on that one. Mike.
I like them both. Also, I guess I'm guessing that the ASM is a little bit of an homage to his Catwoman frame cover.
Yes.
But I'm trying to remember, is there also an older Black Cat frame cover? Maybe. Or maybe I'm just conjuring that up in my mind because I feel like they're supposed to be. But either way, he's obviously channeling his homage skills to Hughes since he loves Hughes so much. But that doesn't make me dislike it. That actually kind of makes me like it. Yeah, I think it's a better piece overall. It's a little bit more dynamic. It's a little bit more fun. Maybe just a touch busy for my taste, but overall, I think it's good. The new Champions is also good. I know Rob would like it because it's purple.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't really do anything interesting for me. It's just a good piece of art. It's a solid cover. I'd be really happy with it as like a B or C cover, but I'm definitely not happy with it as an incentive. I heard her. I will be out there in a second. Yeah, so neither of them are his best work, but I think the Black Cat is ever so slightly better and more fun and dynamic and a little bit more depth and a little less washed out. So
yeah, I mean, if you get if there's similar art and you get a choice between just the character and then the character with some background and some context, I'll take the context cover. So
excuse me for just 1 second.
Yep.
See what that meltdown was.
No problem. All right, and then Igor says it's a new character. I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's the first appearance or first cover appearance of this character. That might be an incentive in itself to get it. Yeah, I think it might be her first cover. Yeah, so if that's what you're chasing and that's what you're after, I mean, there is a trade dress cover, so obviously you can still get that as the first cover, but
I thought I heard
the 1 in 50 as an investment cover, and if this character ever blows up, that would probably be the cover to get. So you have your choices and your budgets, and just buy what you like. All right, we're gonna move on to Captain Planet now. So these are some Mark Spears covers. We got Captain Planet #1, the Virgin cover. It's a 1 in 15. And then we've got a Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness #1, another 1 in 15. So I'm glad these are 1 in 15. These will probably be a little bit more affordable. Mike, what are your thoughts here, sir?
And not because I'm a Red Sonja homer, but I do think it's the better cover. And I think it's also better in that colorway than the one that is whatever the A, B, C cover, whatever that blue one is. Doesn't work quite as well as the greenish, yellowish tinted one. So I really dig that. I really don't like the colors on the Captain Planet. Maybe I'm just blanking on what his colors are supposed to be. And maybe that's perfectly accurate. But it just feels like there's like something missing to it. There's like it's almost like if you could picture an animation cell without the black outlines, it kind of has that feel to me. And so as a result, the whole thing just sort of washes out and all I see is the glistening muscles. And that doesn't make a cover to me. Whereas there's really cool action and dynamics on the Red Sonja. I kind of wish it weren't an Army of Darkness Red Sonja cover and just a regular one. I would have liked to have seen what he could do just with the character herself in her own kind of world. But I mean, I think it's a pretty solid piece. And at 1 in 15, that's pretty easy. That's a pretty easy get. Especially for, a Dynamite book like that. I can't imagine it will even go for 10, to be honest with you. Maybe it will because it's him, since he's hot, but I can't imagine it going for a whole lot. But yeah, I think the color treatment's good. The art's excellent. The action's really cool. She looks great. It doesn't have that missing layer to it that the Captain Planet seems to have. So yeah, it's definitely the Red Sonja all day.
Yeah, Bruce likes her thighs.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's a thigh right there. That's a crush your head thigh right there.
That's she's gonna walk all over you kind of thighs.
Yeah, that's okay.
That works for some people for sure.
It certainly
would. Yeah, the Captain Planet. So it looks like the trade dress has like a deeper color tone. But that could just be the rendering of the photo.
Yeah.
I would hope it's closer to the trade dress, just because I like the deeper blue in the background, and it separates him from like the background itself. Like the color of his skin is, it kind of meshes with the background too much, so it does kind of visually. You're right; it doesn't look exactly right. That I'm pretty sure that's close to his outfit in the cartoons and the comic books, the original ones. But it's like more like a modern take with like a shiny outfit. So I see where he was going with that, but again, like it looks a little odd because I don't know if those are hands near his shoulders, or I don't even know what's near his shoulders. I don't know if
Yeah.
that was
Is he
part.
pulling something apart? Is it? I
Yeah,
can't tell either.
it just feels like some alien blob on top of him.
Yeah, it does. And
So
the more,
that's that.
sorry,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and the more that I look at that red Sonya, the more I like different aspects of it, like the hands and the zombie head in the front, the foreground to give it depth, and sort of that feeling of those old like Savage Sword of Conan covers.
Yes.
It just has that 70s feel to it. I think that's a slam dunk all day. I really think that's a beautiful cover. That's really well done. I wish there wasn't maybe quite so much empty space where the trade dress would have gone.
Right.
Well, I guess that's just the way Dynamite does it. So it's really not a whole lot you could do about it. But it would have been kind of cool if there was a little bit more to it back there, or it was
Yeah,
cropped differently or something. I don't know.
I'm sure that's what they made him do,
Yeah.
because they knew that they would put a trade dress there. Um, but yeah, I mean the Captain Planet's just so for me. It Yeah, like I said, it's more like he tried to take an Alex Ross version of a Captain Planet,
Yep.
um, which is fine. Making a modern take on a older 80s character, 90s character, that's perfectly fine. I don't see too much. It's just like you said, it's just too blended in with the background, and I don't necessarily like that. Um, the Red Sonya, yeah, I mean art wise, this looks like he could have had a painting of this in a gallery. That would have been, it'd be cool. Just the like you said, the color of it, like the wash is really awesome. Um, the details of the hands, and uh just like the fog of war almost
Yeah.
at the
Good way to put it.
bottom. It's so cool. And it feels like an Army of Darkness kind of cover for sure too.
Yep.
Like just all the hands coming in. You don't really have to see who is going at them, the Army of Darkness. And so that gives you the only thing I think I have a bad opinion on is her left arm. The foreshortening of her arm it's just a little off, feels a little short,
Yeah.
but
It
that's
does a little
that's
bit.
it. Yeah, I'm nitpicking. Mark
You're
Spears has been
nitpicking.
pretty hot lately and doing pretty well. So that'd be my only comment on that. And yeah, I actually like this wash better than the trade dress wash. um Definitely has that eerier feel with that fog of war going on. You really miss the fog of war with the blue cover.
And the Ash has a pretty cool that is Ash, right? Am I making
Yes,
that up?
yes.
Like pretty cool, sort of like a smug look on his face too. That's pretty well done too.
That's not his hands by his shoulder. I don't know what that is, man.
Oh
Those are
man,
his shoulder pads. Those are some fugly shoulder
I
pads.
don't know what that's supposed to be. I really don't get it. Which is also ruining the cover for me because now I can't not look at that part.
Yeah, that it throws me off.
Mm.
But I guess that's design, so I guess I can give him a little break there. But yeah, not for me. That's not
Nope,
my Captain Planet.
nope.
All right, let's move on. We're back
Okay.
to Mark Spears, of course. Monsters number 4, 1 in 25. Mike, I want you to go first on this one for sure.
Yeah, so he's back down this one doing what he does best, which is his monster covers. And I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I want to keep seeing them all like straight head on. Like I'd rather see them in a little bit more action, but there's definitely a little bit of storytelling going on here. There's some really cool contrast with that red and yellow background against the black. It looks cool. It's sort of like Crypt Keeper.
Oh yes, that's what I was thinking.
Which is really cool. I haven't seen him do anything like that yet. Or even maybe like that character from Poltergeist. I'm not really sure what he's aiming for.
The older gentleman.
Yeah. Kind of just has that creepy feel to it. So like I'm kind of a mashup of those two together in some weird way. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there is a horror character that's that I don't know. If there is, hit it up in the chat. Let me know. But I do like that this is not a character treatment he's done before, and I think he does these kinds of covers perfectly. I think this will be a hot book. I think it'll go for every bit of $25. I think he's just going to keep on churning and burning, and he's putting good work into these. He clearly puts more time, for the most part, into these for himself than he does for the other cover work that he has. Although I would take that back as far as the Red Sonja goes. Definitely a lot of work went into that one, but certainly not in the Captain Planet. Like having these side by side, it's a no-brainer. Like you're going to grab this every time. So this is a good cover. It's maybe I'm a little sick of the straight on pose, but the art's still great.
Yeah, like this is, it's Mark Spears' artwork on all three of the covers that we saw, but this is almost night and day from the Captain Planet.
Yep.
And he is just nailing the monsters. Just, yep. I kind of don't want to see monsters drawn any other way now.
Yeah, me either.
It's great. Like you said, it gave me Crypt Keeper, Tales of the Crypt.
Yeah, Tales of the Crypt. That's right.
Yeah, Tales of the Crypt kind of vibes. The Crypt Keeper kind of vibes.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, no, Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from, or is it of? Jeez.
Tales from the Crypt. Darn it. I guess both would make sense, but
I gotta look it up now. I can't.
Only one.
I can't not know. I gotta look it up.
I think he missed out here though. It would have been fun if he had like a victim on like a table or something.
Foreground,
yeah, something like that. A little bit of the poison kind of squirting out as well.
It's from the Crypt.
It's from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt. Okay. But yeah, I think he just missed out just a little bit. That's all. But to comment on that, that's just nitpicking again. I just like the depth of everything here. Like you see the wrinkles in his face and his neck, and just like the stretching of the skin because he's like decrepit and probably it's a monster. So I dig the outfit, the hat, the hair. So yeah, I'm really down with this one. This is like he's just been nailing these monsters covers. So I don't think I can ever say anything wrong about these.
Well, and the other thing that he's also getting is, for us anyway, us like 40 somethings, is any of us that bought Monster Magazine, Monsters Magazine, or Creatures magazines, all that stuff from those I don't know, I guess it's all in the 70s, maybe the early 80s, but they all had this very fully painted kind of, they had this look to them, all the old Frankenstein and Dracula covers and stuff. So this is basically feels like a continuation of all that. And obviously it's the same reason why I like the Red Sonja one, because it matched that Savage Sword stuff, also from the 70s.
And it yeah, like when you said like 80s, this gave me like so I think like Friday, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah. They used to do painted posters for those.
They did, yep.
And those were this is in like that same vein.
Yep.
So I really nostalgic for me.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean they're saying there's an incentive for the Evil Dead homage. They're saying there's a Dracula homage on the 5th print. It's in a store exclusive, it looks like. I mean, that's crazy. There's a 1 in 25 for a 5th. There's a 1 in 25 for a 5th print. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's a lot.
Oh man,
kind of pushing it, to be honest.
Yeah, for all you monster collectors and Mark Spears collectors, you guys are screwed.
Yeah, you kind of are.
There's so many good covers, but then it's all going to cost you a lot of money. Hey, Jonathan, JD, what's going on? Welcome in. All right, well,
it has that sort of Dream Warriors kind of feel to it, right? That
yes.
Is that Friday the 15th? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely has that vibe. So let's get off of Mark Spears now. Move on to Adam Kubert. He's got an X-Force number 10, 1 in 50. I'll go first. I mean, this definitely gives me old 90s vibes of X-Force. It's kind of crazy how he kind of nailed that 90s vibe there. But 1 in 50, this is a cover at best for me.
Yeah.
Not bad. Artwork's not too bad. It's just it's not giving me an incentive vibe. So this is one of those things where I would pass on it. Now if someone gave this to me, I wouldn't mind having it. But again, I'm not paying 1 in 50 prices, even if it's $30. I'm not. I probably wouldn't pay for this. The one character on the top left is just meh at best. The rest of them are fine. Domino, Shatterstar, Cannonball. Is that Cannonball?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
that's.
And I like Adam Kubert.
I can never remember the name of that character with the green visor.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But yeah, how about you, Mike?
I'm exactly the same place. I think it's a really solid sort of nostalgic A cover that, as you said, just brings it back to the covers that we all grew up with on these kinds of titles, and so that's cool. But that's really as far as it goes. It's certainly not 1 in 50 level kind of stuff. Again, like you said, if someone handed it to me, I wouldn't be throwing it in the trash or giving it back. But I would not pay a premium for this. To me, this is a $4 book or $5 book. And that's about it, really.
Yeah. Thank you, JD, for the correction. It is Boom Boom.
Boom Boom.
Cannonball is the guy in the blue outfit.
Boom Boom. Nice work.
Right.
And yeah, it does. It looks like it could be one of those cards from any of those sets or any of the covers.
Polybagged covers with the card inside.
Yeah, with a card in it. That's right.
Yes.
Exactly right. And that's cool. And I like that. And that would have been great if it were just a cover price book. But at 1 in 50, nah.
Damn, the Hunt for Wolverine 1 in 500 and a 1 in 1,000. That's nuts, Igor.
Oh, they're back to doing that shit now. Oh my gosh. Thought they abandoned that in the 2010s.
Yeah, very 90s looking Grumpy G, which I can I can appreciate for sure. That was my time of like major collecting when I was a kid. So yeah, definitely I love the Feel Stories. Got it for myself for my birthday for only $500.
Oh, Igor, you're saying you just pulled the trigger on one of the older covers, not that there's a new cover. Okay.
There we go.
I mistook that. Sorry. I didn't read. See, that's why you have to read, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta read all of them.
Gotta read the whole word. All the words.
Okay. Yeah. Adam Kubert is definitely one of those like old school X-Men cover kind of guys, mutant guys. I love his work. So but yeah, is what it is. I would skip the 1 in 50 though. That's I'd wait. If you can get it and wait, and if it's sitting on the shelves for a while and they can lower the price, I'd probably get it then. $10 would be a bit much. Even
I might do it for the nostalgia.
Yeah. Just for the nostalgia, I'd probably pay like $10-15 at the most. But
yeah, but not anywhere near 50. I don't think it's gonna go for anywhere near 50.
I don't think so either, but that's a lot of issues to order for X-Force number 10.
I say half ratio. I say it's a $25 book tops.
I can see that.
Especially for a number 10.
All right. Yeah, we got a Magik number 4, a 1 in 100 Virgin variant by Rose Besh, your favorite artist. I'll let you go first.
I will say we haven't seen Rose very much lately, which has made me happy. But this is right back to what I just don't like about her stuff. I mean, I just don't see the allure. There's some really good artistic talent here. You can tell that it's there.
Yes, Igor.
I am not denying that.
That's what I was seeing too. Where's Alonso's barf emote?
But it's
Yes.
exactly. It just sort of feels like a mess to me. There's really no continuity to it. There's no cohesion. I don't really read this as a Magic cover. I mean, maybe it's in the book like that. Maybe she's like some sort of weird archangel thing. She's hugging. Is she hugging it? Is it a statue? Is she killing it? Is it another character? I don't see another head in there anywhere. Like, I'm a little confused about it. I guess
it looks like she's hugging a headless statue.
Which there is that, right? There is that headless statue, angel statue thing. I don't know. What is that? Somebody with more historical knowledge, please clue me in on that. But so it's a thing, but in a weird way, the way this cover reads is that her head is the head of the statue. Is she doing that on purpose? It's like you go to the zoo and you put your head through the little hole so you can be a monkey, or like it just kind of has almost a silly feel to it. But yet then she's trying to add this sexy look with her butt sticking out, and I don't know. I just don't get the vibe. I don't see the allure to her art. I just don't know why people go crazy for it. It's just weird and off-putting, but not in a nice way. Like, you guys know I love Sienkiewicz, and he does a similar kind of thing, right? He does this weird sort of avant-garde, impressionistic thing with his line work and with his character positioning, and sometimes he exaggerates very strange poses and all that kind of thing. But his stuff works for me, and I'm not sure I can pinpoint why Rose's doesn't. But I get that, like me with Sienkiewicz, there are people that love her because they get whatever she's doing. I just don't seem to get whatever it is she's trying to aim for. And so to me, it just feels like a mess.
Yeah. Oh, GT Key, welcome in. Yeah. I'm I am a Besh fan in a sense of, like, I like more covers than most of you guys do. I like her art for what it is. I know it's very stylistic, very her style. But this one, like, when you do Magic, people kind of expect a certain cover for her. I think it's a lot of people's favorite character. The fact that you're basically only seeing a third of her on the cover, kind of covered up by the statue. I don't know if Magic lovers will actually enjoy this cover as much.
No, because I am one and I don't.
Yeah. And like I said, my LCS owner, he's a huge Magic fan too. I bet if I asked him if he liked this one or not, I think he'd pass. And he usually gets almost all of her covers.
And I love her as Darkchild too, with the horns and everything. That's super cool. But
yeah, the demonic, like, Loki horns.
Yeah,
that's freaking awesome. She's hiding her face, so like now you don't even get to see that as well. It's just like, it almost feels like she cheated herself out of this one.
Yeah, she did.
And just the details are kind of muffled on the statue, so you can't tell. Is it a statue? She's just holding,
a decapitated angel, like,
yeah. Well, I can't really tell. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the ass shot is
a large chicken.
No, who said that? Oh, Rudy. Oh, Uncle Rudy.
Oh, Rudy, I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, Igor, by the way, I have seen Sienkiewicz's new Batman. You talking about the one with him up on the big pole with Gotham behind him? Is that the one you mean? Because that thing's super cool. I like that cover. If that's the one you're referring to in the chat there.
Yeah. So just yes, sir. Apollo, that I will agree with. I think I'm not the only one. I think the majority of Magic lovers would love more of the booty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This I love you, Dale. Yeah, she's definitely got a headlock. Questionable composition with an exquisite execution.
Sleeper hold off the top rope.
She did the sleeper hold wrong because there's no more head. Yeah, and then the way she drew Magic, you're losing a lot of details on her outfit as well. Like I just don't feel like she did the spikes, sure, but like the details, the wrinkles, all that stuff, it's all kind of lost here.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't know if I like the outline of the purplish pink on the outside of the angel and her. I can understand her because that I would imagine that's like a power, right?
Yeah.
But or magic, but all like on partially, the statue. It's just it feels weird. So yeah, I would pass on this, especially at a 1 in 100. You're gonna get screwed because there's a lot of Besh fans that Mike doesn't think exist, but
I know they exist. And like I said, I mean, I know that people hate Sienkiewicz for the same reasons why I hate Besh's work.
yeah,
Because they just don't get whatever. It's like jazz, right? Sometimes you get jazz, sometimes you don't get jazz. Well, Besh and Sienkiewicz and artists like that are like jazz. Sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. And I just don't get her.
Yeah, and we always say to each your own.
Yep.
You buy what you like. Your taste doesn't have to be the same as ours.
Right.
But I mean, we can all pretty much agree this is definitely not even close to a good Magic cover.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a pass. If you like Besh, I wouldn't waste your money getting the 1 in 100. I'd just go get the A cover.
Yep.
It's gonna cost you $4 or $5. Way better on your pocketbooks.
This is not going to be one she's going to be remembered for. So if you're looking for investment, this wouldn't be the one.
Yeah. What did we say? The silk.
Oh, the silk.
The silk cover is the one.
That's the one. Yeah. That'll be the one she'll always be remembered for. She's got other decent covers, but that's definitely her best one. That one I do get. I wish she'd do more stuff like that.
Freaking Bruce.
No.
Like STDs, sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's just a crapshoot, man. You never know.
Or crabs.
I don't think it's going to be way above ratio. I really don't. And if it does, it'll drop right down. I really don't think people are going to get all that excited about this one.
Yeah, there's way better Besh incentives. I if you compare them to those, this will be underpriced from a 1 in 100 ratio, in my belief. But
if you want to spend $100 on Besh, do it on a different cover.
Absolutely. Or multiple covers.
Right. Because you can even get that silk cover, even in a 9.8. I think you can get it for just over $100, $200 at most.
It dropped, so yeah, it absolutely will be more affordable and
way better investment.
Absolutely, and it's just better art overall. So yeah, all right, we agree. All right, now we got a Gabriel Delato, a One World Under Doom #3, a 1 in 100 version cover. Mike, oops, sorry. Let me go back.
Okay. I saw it though. Definitely not my favorite Delato in the world, but there's some really cool dark depth going on in here and gives it really cool mood. But yet there are some things that feel a little under his skill level. There's something wrong with the background perspective.
Yes. It's too straight.
Yeah, it's too straight, or it's like a little curved in some strange way. And also, I think the top of his head isn't big enough for that hood. I think his hood should be higher up. There should be more dome up there.
More dome.
His head looks a little squashed, a little bit more doom dome.
So she said.
A little squashed, and therefore his whole head looks small. His arm looks enormous, so the foreshortening is either wrong or the head is too small or something. So there's some miscues on this one. Of course, the art itself, the rendering part of it itself is masterful because it always is. And there's some really cool shadow work and stuff like that. But I think overall the cover fails as a result of that poor background perspective and the small head.
Yeah. This one does kind of feel like a trading card.
Yeah, it does.
This one is way closer to a trading card. It feels like the background and Doom were conceived, or the concept was created separately. It doesn't feel like it fits.
Yeah. Almost like he took some stock background that he had already painted and painted this over it or something weird.
Right. He did the whole what are those magnets again?
Oh, the color forms.
Yeah, he did the color form thing here. Um, I honestly I think with the background, it makes Doom look like the nitpicking that you did for like how Doom looks. I think it makes it worse with the background. Like it helps you pick out those issues. I think
Agreed.
if even if it was just like a blank dark background, it would say a lot different. Um, it would feel differently, but those issues are definitely, that you pointed out, it's kind of in your face now, like the
Yeah, they're
fingers on the
exaggerated.
hand. Yeah,
Mhm.
the right hand, it looks a little off. Like you said, I'll give him the hunch. He's hunching over, so maybe the head is okay, but it just looks off because of the background. Um, I do like the Doom, but it's kind of meh now with the background, and I
Yep.
wish I could see a little bit more. This is where I don't like Delato. The details on his mask is what makes Doom Doom. Like
Yeah,
the be able to see those details, but because he uses a lot of dark rendering on this, it's just
it
it
gets
hides
lost.
a lot of detail. Yeah, washes it out. So
Mhm.
that would be my gripe, and I always have that gripe with Delato. I think he does great work, but when he makes it so dark, it washes out his details, and I bet the details are there. He washed it out.
Yeah, it was always the same criticism with Matina too, just way too dark, and then you lose all that great depth as a result of it, and all the details.
Yeah. So I mean, for a 1 in 100 look, if you like, there's a lot of Delato fans, of course, a lot of Doom fans. So I can see people trying to get this, but again, I'm going with the A cover because I'm gonna save at least $70.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So and I don't know if anybody's reading this One World Under Doom like storyline with all the tie-ins and stuff. Let me know how this is, because I am curious. I'm not reading it, I'm not collecting it, but I mean anything with Doom storylines, I want to know what people think, and so let us know. I know we're not only just about covers, we do like the insides as well.
We actually do like to read them. Yep. Whenever I get the chance, which is much more rare these days.
Yeah, what's going on, Tony? Thank you for dropping in.
What's up, Tony?
Let's see what they're saying. My favorite Delato Doom is that Amazing Spider-Man 11 variant. Okay, that's way better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Without any magic, or it feels like he's doing karate. It's the block. Yeah. So he's trying to uppercut someone. Yeah, Les Doomcomer was absolutely amazing. Yeah. It's currently at $130
What?
on eBay for the jeez. See,
People are going to be upset with that purchase.
I I don't
Should have
know.
bought should have bought 5 Supergirls last week instead.
I will always say this. Look, as much as I'm a cover lover, as much as I like new books as well, if you're gonna spend $130 on something like this, just go buy a back issue that's worth $130. That some key issue that you could get. There's a bunch of X-Men books that are key issues, a bunch of Fantastic Four Doom covers that are way less than this. So I don't know. That's where I would spend my money, but
Me too.
teach your own again.
And
Yeah, a little.
I get excited about new stuff too. I mean, art has definitely been amped up over the last decade or two, and so there's a
God,
look you're going to get
150.
from modern covers that you can't get from old covers. I get that, and so older keys don't necessarily excite people visually quite as much. So I get having a balance, have a little bit of both. But when it comes to something like this, just he's got better covers, like so many better covers. There's so many $125 covers from him that blow this away. And so I would much rather go back and get those. Shit, there are cover price Delatos that are better than this. Like those old Annihilation covers, all
Yes.
the Silver
Oh,
Surfers and all that shit. Those are
oh,
gorgeous covers. I mean, and they're like $10. I mean, other than the Thanos one, which I think is maybe more like a $50 cover. And
But
it is,
again, that's that's a third of the cost that this is going for.
yeah. So I mean, there's a lot better choices for Gelato.
Yeah.
Or go silly and buy like his Scrooge McDuck, which was awesome. Or I don't know. There's the list goes on and on and on and on. Obviously, there's some ridiculously expensive Gelatos too. I have my Gelato Grail and I'm happy with it, and I'll never part with it. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just a mid Gelato at
Yep.
best.
Agreed.
All right. Enough about Doom. Let's go to Predator versus Spider-Man. What? Predator versus Spider-Man number 1 in 100 version. Oh my god.
Yeah,
This is
just the
by
concept alone, I'm a no. I'm out. Just
Paulo Siqueira. Siqueira. Okay. Well, so you're out, Mike.
I'm out just based on the concept alone. Just what is happening. Come on, guys. You can't just don't ruin Predator this way, and certainly don't ruin Spider-Man this way by doing this stupid shit.
So oh my gosh. I don't know why. I don't want to even comment on this. The background, the cityscape looks completely drawn differently from Spider-Man, period. It's like totally two different art styles.
Yep. It is.
He went for more realistic kind of like art, like Alex Ross kind of art on Spider-Man, but then the rest of it feels like a cartoonish version of it.
Yep.
The Predator with the shadowing, it looks like he's like this skinny waist kind of Predator. That's a really thin Predator. His arms and everything, like just the way it's drawn, it's off. It looks weird. It even looks like Spider-Man's like phasing out of the wall, which is weird to me. Weird, really weird, like choices here. And I don't know what's going on. Like just the way the shadowing works, his arm and hand, like, and his shoulder or chest, it kind of just melds. So like it's hard to delineate the difference there.
Yeah.
It's like some of the Spider-Man looks cool. The arm webbing, the underarm webbing, the face, the head, that looks cool. But like the rest of it, like the shadows are messing it up. The phasing through the building, that's kind of weird to me as well. I didn't know he had that kind of power. So yeah, this is a pass. I don't even know if I would even get the A cover, to be honest. But yeah, this is not a book I would be interested in. And I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I love the Predator, but this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Rudy. Half of him is in the building. Yeah, I don't know. Like no Wolverine versus Predator or Black Panther versus, but those make more sense. Wolverine versus Predator, Black Panther versus Predator.
Yeah.
Claude
creature against Claude creature.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something better about
Savage Wolverine versus a Predator makes way more sense.
Just keep it as Alien versus Predator. You own both now, Marvel. So just keep going with that. People were fine with that. Just go with that.
I thought it was Shocker, not Predator. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it looks so weird.
It does, you're right.
Yeah, what does this say? JD, but those stories has a history about them. Makes sense with Wolverine because he's old, and Black Panther has generational Black Panther about him. Right. That does make more sense. There, at least storyline wise, it would have more depth to it. This just feels like, oh, it's Kraven versus Spider-Man, except put Predator instead of Kraven. Meh, we've already seen it. So, oh, don't want to spoil. Okay, good. All right, we can get past this one. Ugh. All right, we're done with the incentives. Now we're on to the store exclusives. And we've got Transformers number 18. Now, I think this has been talked about for a little bit. By John Jiang. It's a BTC store exclusive. Limited to 750 and cost is $60. What the hell is going on here?
Oh, that's insane. Oh, because it's breast cancer awareness. I think money goes to breast cancer research.
Oh, Okay, there it goes. Description is Transformers number 18 breast cancer awareness fundraiser. Limited only 750 collectible box sets. So it's a box set. It's not just the book itself.
Right.
Benefits research for breast cancer, includes one Transformers uh, foil edition.
Ooh, I bet this looks cool in foil,
Oh,
actually.
I bet this would really look cool in foil. Yeah, you're right. One pink comic capsule. So it comes with a protecting capsule. One comic cape. I don't know what that is.
Comic cape.
Number verified trading card. So it comes with a trading card that's numbered with a COA. Comic Shield collectible box, and all for $60. So, I don't know. What do you think of this?
Well, first of all, I'm I'm game for anything that is any kind of cancer research. Let's knock this stupid fucking thing out and finally not have it be over the top of everyone's heads and lives. So anything that gives money to cancer research, I'm in for. Um, Obviously, I'm also an RC homer, so there's that. And so, and in this, I think, in my opinion, this is where Zhang's style fits a cover, and where it fits a character. This is the right cover for him and his style, and it works really cool, especially as a foil in this case. And I usually hate foils, but for a Transformers cover,
Makes sense.
this could work. That's the right amalgamation of things together. Zhang's work, RC, pink cover, breast cancer awareness, foil cover, the whole thing. The package seems pretty cool. It seems like a decent value actually for $60, especially at 750. Lots of Transformers fans. I'm sure I'm not the only RC fan out there. I think this is actually a home run for all kinds of reasons. And yeah, I might buy it actually. And that's
You,
saying something because I would not normally spend this kind of money on a single book.
well, I mean, if like the way I would justify purchasing this, and I don't think you need too much justification.
Right.
But the fact is you would just imagine that you're donating $30 to breast
Cancer
cancer
awareness.
awareness.
Yeah.
So basically you're getting the package for $30.
Yeah.
Most foil covers are going to cost you $20 or more.
Agreed.
So I think with the whole package together and the fact that it is a John Jiang, so I'm a fan of his. I do agree this does work better for a Transformers book, his art style, and the fact that the pink works because it obviously breast cancer awareness, that's the color. RC is pink, and it with the foil, this shininess, I feel like this will work, especially with all like the flare, like the glaring of
Yeah.
the shininess. So I mean, oh gosh, I actually really want to see this in person.
Yep.
And I'm really tempted now. So yeah, if you want to, you get a book and you're doing a good thing, I think this is going to be worth it for sure. And the limitation is set 750. I don't know. I think that's probably what the limitation would be. Just because they're doing this for charity.
And how can
So
you feel bad about that purchase at the end of the day? Like,
no,
I don't know. We all sit here and try to justify these purchases to ourselves, and why are we doing this, and why did I just spend $50 on that, or whatever it is. This time, I think you can't question yourself for this purchase. So I think you're pre-justified in buying this,
Rudy,
especially if you like it.
you're an enabler, Rudy. I swear to God. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've had family members, so yeah, that
Yep.
kind of sucks, and friends. So yeah, and again, I love RC. Not a shit ton of covers with her on it.
Not good ones anyway. A lot of
Yeah,
shitty covers for her, but
and the fact that, like I said, I can imagine the foil working for this cover. Definitely would be interested. We all have, yes. After shipping and taxes, what? Damn, it's 143.32 for a Canadian. God, yeah. I'm
oof,
sorry. Don't want to get into politics, but right now, economic wise, the world is all going
effed.
to shit. Yeah.
It's
So
crazy. That's crazy.
Sorry, if you have to pass it, I understand. It's not wallet friendly right now.
No, it
So
certainly isn't. This whole no, yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. Ooh. All right. We got a Bird City Comics exclusive.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Sveta
Another
Shibina.
Sveta Shabina.
All right. And it's there. We don't know what the limitation is, but there's two versions. There's obviously the clean cut version, and then there's an uncensored version. $25 for the regular, $35 for the uncensored one. I'll go first. I mean, I dig it. I mean, God, I've been loving her work lately. Um, this is crazy. This is cool. This gives me a what was that? The Pop Kill
Yeah.
kind of vibe. So I'm pretty sure this is what it is, right?
Isn't that what this is? I was just gonna say that. Is this not a Pop Kill cover?
It has to be. It has to be because it
Yeah,
just
phase
feels
one, right? Isn't that what that says back there? So yeah, this has got to be a
yeah.
Pop Kill cover.
That has to be okay. That makes sense now. Okay, not all makes sense. So see, I was able to get it right away without even knowing. So yeah, that's good job by her. Goodness gracious. This is why I like brunettes more. Yeah, this is real sexy without being over the top on the first cover. Obviously she is quite dressed down, and the background is slightly different. So I'm glad they made it, differentiated it enough. Obviously, the uncensored part is the huge differential. But yeah, I'm sure that will look great uncensored. I don't know what it looks like yet, but I'm gonna have to ask our buddies at Bird City to show me some pictures. But yeah, I dig it. I don't know how to say this. It is one sexy cartoon that I would like to see.
Oh
That's for
yeah,
sure.
right. It has
Yeah.
especially drawn like this, sort of like Eon Fluxish.
Yeah, I would like to see this on Max. That's what I
Yeah.
would like to see it on. I think it would fit perfectly, and definitely great art. So definitely like it gives you the pinup vibes.
Yep.
And that's those 50s, 60s pinup vibes that I really adore. So yeah, this is and I don't think the prices are too off. 25 and 35. A little on the pricier side, but the art is great. The artist is great. This is one of those popular books that are independent books, so I can see why it's that much. So,
Yep.
Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's quite as good as the last Bird City Shabina that we saw, the other blue one, which I really liked. It's good, and I mean, it's just one of those like if you like her and you want you want to be in on the whole Pop Kill thing, I think you buy them both. Although, honestly, in some ways, I think the non-censored version is actually sexier. But I'd rather have a little bit to my imagination rather than just have it right there. I don't know. That's just the way I generally like my art. Don't get me wrong. I like me a nude too, but not necessarily all the time. So, but her style's cool. I am drawn to her style. It's got a modern twist on a pinup vibe, and I like that she's doing something that stands out a little bit from everybody else's work. So it's good. I think it might be a little pricey to get the set, but especially since we don't know the limitation. But I have a feeling this will sell out. She's too hot for it not to.
Yeah, I didn't know she had a gun. Thanks, Shady.
Where is there a gun in there? Oh, there is a gun. Look at that.
Well, look at there. Yes, just in time, Lord of Brooklyn. Thank you. BBB, thank you for dropping in too.
Other one doesn't have a gun.
No.
I agree with you, Mike, though. I would prefer the one on the left. I like the teasing more so than just in your face.
Exactly. That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
And look, I like my short shorts. I loved Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, Daisy Duke.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, the gun holster thing is meh. I'd rather she just didn't even have a gun holster in the gun. Just let her be in the underwear or bikini. That would have been better off.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely like the one on the left better. So
Yep, I do too.
All right. Well, remember 10% off if you type in the code TNH10.
There it is.
Oh, another Sveta. Yes.
Oh, something
Exquisite
a little different.
Corpses #1. All right. We've got and different stores for this exclusive. We got Snowdrift, we got Comic Sam, and we got Sequential Art. Wow. I have never heard of any three of them. It's limited to 400.
Sequential Art sells original art, I think.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess they're getting into this comic book. Cost is $25. So new book by Image. Diesel Dan would probably have copies of this somewhere. I dig it. This is different. Now, this is not the same kind of art that was on the Pop Kill.
No.
And I like the fact that she has a diverse kind of way of drawing.
Yep.
And this is not bad either. It is a little how would I say it? It's a little exaggerated art too, because obviously you look at her feet, her legs, stuff like that. Like she kind of draws it out, like drags it out, like a little longer, a little over exaggerated. I dig all that. Dig the blood running down the blade and just making a pool on the bottom.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this: the trade dress is not bad. It kind of fits. The kind of like fluffiness of it's almost like the fox hair, like fur, within the Exquisite Corpses. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Not as good as the Pop Kill for me necessarily, but I dig it. I dig the art. Well, how about you, Mike?
I like that she's showing some diversity. I think that's the thing that I dig the most about this cover. I'm not sure I like the cover itself, but I would go buy it per se. I don't know anything about the book, and the character concept's a little strange. My only artistic gripe with it is that there's not enough contrast between the color of the head and the pink trade dress section. I wish that were differentiated a little bit more, or she were moved down, or I get that's a wall or a chair or something that she's leaning over the side of, but some better contrast in color there would have helped a bit. But I do like her style, and I like that she's got a little bit of diversity with it. She's able to use it for not just pinup girls, but other things as well. So even though this does still kind of have a pinup-y sort of feel to it, it still does something a little new and different. So, and this early in her career, or at least this early in her comic career, I don't know if she did other stuff before that, but that's cool to see. That's refreshing to see. I mean, she might actually have some staying power if she's got a few different tricks up her sleeve. I like that. But this is a not buy for me, based on concept, not based on her art. Agreed.
Yeah, just I do agree. Yeah, the head blends too much with the top there. Wish she would have differentiated it with maybe a brighter, like maybe orange for the fox head.
Yeah, maybe.
But again, it's taste. So up to you if you want to get it. I agree. I would probably pass on this one, but I would be tempted. Yeah. All right. We can move on. Everyone's saying that there's a lot of covers for this. People want to get on this, and this is going to be one of those books that people are going to want to read. I hope it is. I do like that Image does these, different books, and a lot of them catch fire. I mean, and especially Image. So, all right. We've got The Amazing Spider-Man #2. By Joseph Michael Linzer. It is, I don't know what store is going to have this, so if anybody can chime in.
It might be his own. Might be his own.
Oh, maybe it's just his own website. It could be that could be the case too. It is $25, and it's supposed to be homaging number what is that? 59, 58?
59, I think if I remember right, it's 59.
I know that's the first cover appearance of Mary Jane.
Yeah, it is.
And her first appearance was like a year earlier.
Yeah, it was number It was a teen. Wasn't it a teen? No, it was a no.
No,
It was,
it's like 30
red
some or
cover
40
it's the
something.
red cover with the spider on it, right?
Yep.
Whatever number that
No,
was.
is that the first appearance of Mary? No. That's the death, I think, of Gwen Stacy.
Oh, maybe you're right. Shit.
No. Or the intro of Gwen Stacy. Maybe.
I don't remember. Yikes. That's bad.
I know I have the first appearance
I
of Mary
used to know all
Jane.
I
It's
do
over
too.
there somewhere.
I do too. I don't know. Maybe it's this. I don't know.
Oops.
No,
All right. What do you think?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. What do you think,
What's
Mike?
I love Linsner's work. I realize he's a throwback to the 90s, and for a lot of people that's a bad thing. For me, that's a good thing. This is super fun. It does have the feel of a store exclusive, which I don't love. But I mean, I think that for him, like if you were to get this as a commission, you'd be so excited for it. It's amazing in that way. 25 fair. It should probably be more like 20 in my opinion, but it's a loose homage, and I'm actually I'm cooler with that than a straight on homage. I like when people take these things and kind of, it's sort of like what I felt with that Lobos Black Cat with the frame. The Catwoman, it's a very loose homage to the Catwoman. So whereas this has that same feel. So I like it for the same reasons. And I really like his style. I know he's not for everybody, but to me, I think he's masterful at doing this kind of thing. This sort of Varga style pinup girl thing with his very own look that nobody else can do. And again, I've said it a billion times, and I'll say it every time I have the chance. He's the nicest guy on the freaking planet. So I got to support him too for even just for that. But the art's great too. So that helps.
Yeah, JD, this is 59 is her first cover appearance. She's actually her first appearance is on the last page of an earlier book. Where she says, face it, you won the jackpot or something like that.
Oh, yeah. But yes, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not her first appearance. This is her first cover appearance.
Right.
I know because I was chasing these for a long time. MJ is one of those characters, those side characters that I've always wanted to have first appearance of. So I said, why not give both first cover and first appearance? I like Joseph Michael Linsner. I like Linsner's work. Very cool old school like Spider-Man background. I think that was like the he had the belt with it was almost like a bat signal, like Spider-Man signal, and that looks like that's where he was going for in the background there. I dig that. Yeah, it's a loose homage because it is the same dress that's on her first cover appearance, but it's not the same, exact style and layout of the original cover. So I can appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. The pricing probably is too much. Because I don't think this is going to have any significance. Amazing Spider-Man #2 necessarily. So it's just going to be one of those books that eventually it's just going to be everyone's going to sell it for $10.
Yeah, sadly.
So
25, by the way, is first Mary Jane.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So,
I think the Red Spider one is a Gwen Stacy issue. I think.
Yeah. So it was like 2 years before this cover. So it took her 2 years to give a cover appearance.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's good. I would just for the price, I would be out. Yeah. So. Like me, a good Mary Jane, but damn, those are some swimmer arms and shoulders for sure.
Yeah, man.
That's a buff Mary Jane.
She doesn't have the pointy. She doesn't have the patented JML pointy boobs either. She's got roundish boobs this time, so people should like that better.
I appreciate that a little bit.
Yeah,
but I understand why it was more pointy back then. That's just the style of the underwear, the bras, and all that stuff. So,
yep.
If you know your fashion,
yep.
I definitely, yeah. This is not for me, but I can appreciate it. All right. Well, that is it for this week. We have gone through all the incentives and all the what do you call it? Store exclusives that Alonzo put together for us. But now, Mike, can you tell us a little bit about CBSI and Coverfire?
I can indeed. CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. That's where I write articles when I actually have a moment. And I did not have a moment because of Easter this week. And I know that I promised that I would do one this week, and I did not do it. I am so sorry. I did not realize just how much energy Easter would take this year. So we hosted, and I probably should never have done that. So I will not have one this week, and that's okay because it's really not a great week for covers, regular covers anyway. But I am going to get back to what I said before, which is that I'm just going to do 3 covers moving forward, which is what it used to be way back. And I just sort of let this thing get too big for its britches. It makes it very difficult to write, and I need to get it back to what it originally was. Literally just a winner, a runner-up, and a worth a second look, and that's the end of that. That way I am forced to choose only the greatest 3 covers for the week. So please look out for that next week over there on CBSI. That's comicbookinvest.com.
Yes, please go give him a follow. Yes, his articles for Coverfire are a must read, and definitely will help you on choosing great books for
without
that
breaking
week.
the bank.
Yes. Thank you guys. Yes, it is 42 is her first full appearance. 25 is the first cameo appearance. They are correct on that, because I remember 42. That was the one I chased, and that's my number, so I should have remembered that. And then thank you.
Supergirl did not win last week's Coverfire. It was the other book on the top 10 list that won. It was that Dark Horse book that goes with that band Ghost. What was it? Madame Inferior or whatever the heck it was. I don't even remember the artist. That thing was gorgeous. I actually think that was a better cover last week. But I mean, I get that. First of all, they're both hot this week. But and the Supergirl, in hindsight, probably should have been the winner. But
well, hindsight's 2020, sir.
Yep, indeed it is.
Igor really wants you to look into Exquisite Corpses.
To read it, or are you saying there are other great covers for it, Igor? What do you mean? Has anybody read it yet? That's an issue number 1, right?
Yeah, that's an issue number 1. So
I guess there are other good covers coming for it. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, there's everyone's saying, well, at least Igor and a couple of the other chat members are saying that there's a lot of stores trying to do exclusives for it.
Okay.
So it must be one of those next hot book, new book.
For my article, I don't do store exclusives or incentives. It's only regular covers, regular ABC covers. So I wouldn't feature any of those. It's got to be something that's like a $5, $6, $7 cover. I won't do anything that's not.
Yeah, he's not trying to break the bank. He's trying to help you guys.
Yeah. Saying that there are other great covers that don't require people to spend 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks on them.
Oh, it's Tiny Onion that's writing this? I did not know that.
I did not know that either. Okay. That makes a big difference.
That does make a big difference. At least that the quality writing might be there. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'm willing to give that a whirl. I've liked pretty much everything he's written.
There's a TCG going to be based on it.
Really?
Wow.
Interesting. Okay. That's interesting to me.
Now I want to know like the depth of it, like the background.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you. Great show. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone in the chat.
Well, one of the variants will have a first card inside, so that will be a collector edition right there. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll have to check it out and see how the hype is. All right, Mike. Before I put on the sponsors,
yes,
can you give the little speech about
disclaimer?
Yeah, the disclaimer, sir.
No artists were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Yeah, I think we were pretty gentle.
We were gentle this week. We probably shouldn't have been in a couple of cases, but we were gentle.
Mike was more gentle with Besh than he usually is. So
I just didn't have it in me to just go ham on her this week. Sorry.
Yeah, I get it. You're a little exhausted from over the weekend. We get it.
That's true. Well, I had a feeling of goodness for the week. I didn't want to. I know people like her stuff, so I'm not trying to offend anyone when I do that, but I just don't see it.
How can you be angry after Easter?
Exactly. Good food, good candy.
Although the wife rolled the eyes, so
It was a tiring weekend. Let's just put it that way.
The Easter
I get
Bunny,
it.
the maid, the cook.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the old man was the worst.
It's that kind of a weekend. I get it.
I was like, get
Well,
out
we
of here.
appreciate it.
And one time
Daya, be nice and say goodbye.
Just say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We don't need a tirade. That's
one
fine.
time
No, say
Bye, Dale.
He obviously has the Morello tirade gene in him, where he just goes ape on something.
Go.
Sometimes it's good to have.
Nice. Only sometimes.
All right. Well, let's give one last shout out to our sponsors. Of course, you can get 30 days of unlimited cover price for only 99 cents if you type in the code Nirvana14. Great tool to keep track of your comic book collection and keep track of the market. You also go to Bird City Comics. We did see a Bird City Comics pop kill. I think it was number 3 that
That might be number 4. That one might be number 4.
Well, maybe it's number 4.
Not sure.
Well, we obviously didn't have it numbered here, but you guys will check it out. You can get 10% off that if you type in the code TNH10. And then, of course, you can go over to displaygeek.com, protect your toys, your video games, your Funko Pops by purchasing all those great protectors over there. And your first purchase, you can get 10% off by typing the code Team Nerd Herd. All right. Well, that's it for the evening. Yeah, I'm glad we made it through, and a pretty decent time for us too.
Oh no, you're right. It's number 3.
Oh, it's number 3. All right.
3.
Well, with that said and that information, if you want to do it right, collect what you like and be a cover whore for life. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you hopefully next week.
Thank you.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.